Shalom, everyone. We looked at humility and surrender this past week. Today is day 14 of the Omer, 2 full weeks, broken and ready. Brokenness is not the end, it is the beginning. A seed has to be broken open before it becomes anything. Grain has to be crushed before it becomes bread. An olive has to be pressed before it yields oil. And a real person, not a religious performance of a person, has to reach the end of themselves before they can truly receive God. This is not a theological concept. It is a pattern woven into the fabric of creation itself. The breaking is not the punishment. The breaking is the process. And there is a world of difference between being broken down and being broken open. Broken down means destroyed, crushed beyond recovery, left with nothing and going nowhere. Broken open means accessible. The hard outer shell cracked just enough so that what God planted deep inside you can finally breathe, grow, and come through. Psalm 51 verse 17. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit. A broken and contrite heart, O God, you will not despise. This was David after his greatest failure, with nothing left to offer but honesty. John 12 verses 24. Unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 8. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Yeshua spoke in John chapter 12 verse 24 about his own death, the grain of wheat falling into the ground. But he said it standing in front of a crowd, knowing that they were all listening. The principle of death before fruitfulness is a pattern of his life, and he was inviting everyone in earshot into the same pattern. The wilderness is your grain of wheat moment. The question is whether you will fall into the ground or keep trying to stay whole on the surface. Let's hold up the mirror. 2 weeks in, let's be honest about where we actually are, not where we plan to be, not where we hope to be, where we actually are. This week, this wilderness showed us self-reliance, the addiction to noise and comfort, the grip of control, and the pride we could not see in ourselves before God shone a light on it. None of it was comfortable. All of it was necessary. And here is what I want you to hear before we go any further. Brokenness before God is not humiliation. It is homecoming. The prodigal son came to his senses in a pig pen, in the most broken, humiliating, rock-bottom moment of his life. And this was not his lowest point. That was his turning point. The moment the wilderness became the road home. Open your journal right now. Read back slowly over everything you wrote this week. The wilderness you named on day 8, the self-reliance on day 9, the silence you practiced on day 10, the comfort you fasted on day 11, the control you began releasing on day 12, and the pride you asked God to reveal on day 13. Read it all. What has shifted, even slightly? What is different in you today compared to 7 days ago? Sit with that question honestly before you write a single word. Finish this sentence in your journal and do not rush it. God, this week the wilderness showed me that I am still holding on to. You can fill in the blanks. And today, not tomorrow, not when I feel ready, today, I choose to place it fully in your hands. And then you can sign it and date it. This is your week 2 covenant marker. Your Red Sea is behind you. Your wilderness has done its work. And what God has ahead is greater than what you are releasing. Come back tomorrow. Week 3 begins and everything shifts. We move from stripping away to building in, from the wilderness to the manna. From what needs to go to how to live on what God gives you one day at a time. Come back tomorrow hungry, not for comfort, but for manna. 2 weeks down and 5 to go. The wilderness has done its work in you, and you showed up every single day. That matters. Tomorrow, week 3 begins, and we go from the desert to the manna, from being emptied to being fed. We are 36 days to Pentecost. See you there.